Alright, we're gonna rig this squid up here for this morning for use. It's 8:25 right now. It's about go time, so this is the Fudo 12-odd hook that we sell on swordfishgear.com. As you can see, I've stiff rigged it with shrink tube, but you can use black tape, electrical tape, just to keep it in place because this is a needle eye hook. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stitch, when we put the eye in place, we're gonna go through here instead of the eye of the hook, through this loop right here. All right, so that's in. We're gonna turn the hook around. Get the beak portion out. We want to straighten this leader. Make sure there's no twist in it. Now what I like to do is find about the middle portion. Once I stretch the squid out, put the hook in place, put the hook where I want it, take a look at where the eye falls. It's going to be about right there, and then inside the skirt just line up that eye. There it is. Now I figure out where on the other side I want to go through, and I'm kind of shooting for the middle of the body. As you can tell, the eye gets pretty full, so stitching through here is not really happening, and our next option is to stitch through here. Basically, when we put it in place, we're going to stitch this through the body of the squid, come back through, and then we're going to tie that down to secure it in place. So I got these two. I even the length on both ends. Now I'm going to start the box stitch. Building a box around it. And if you notice, I am stitching it through the sides. I did about 4 passes. Now I get the second one and I do 4 passes, trying to complete a box on both sides of the squid. Radar is what we're looking out for. Might have lost my flow over that. couple extra passes through is not gonna hurt to get that box closed up. See, this wall is missing here, so this last stitch is gonna go from there to there. Now I got a box, 4 walls. And usually what I do is I'll go through corner to corner. With both of them. Now I have a box with an X in it. And now that I'm through on this side, I'm gonna look for the eye of the hook to pass both of these through again. Well, not really the eye of the hook, but the eye of the leader, right? We have an idea already of where it is. I usually try to get it to punch through on both sides of this X right there. That's one leg. Now, looking for the second one. There we go. So now they come out on both sides of this X. That X is the brace for this knot here. See, we got it between both legs. So now what I do is put them both together, and you tie a knot in both of these legs, just like that. Helpful if you can keep them lines separated. All right, once you have that knot, you basically tighten it down and it locks that in right there. Then I follow up with a couple overhand knots for cheap insurance. All right, once that's done, we got a couple tag ends to work with a little bit. It's always better to leave them a little longer than shorter. Now what I want to do is add some support to the head. So I'm going into the body here. Trying to parallel the hook. And come out the other end. So parallel with the hook shank. Come out the bottom of the head. Okay. So now I just hang this here. I'm going to do an overhand knot. This is on the shank of that hook. See that there? Then I'm gonna go around the shank and do another overhand knot. Get it a little secure around the shank. Another overhand knot. Each subsequent knot can get a little bit tighter. You don't want to pull this head in, but you want to secure this area to that shank of the hook. Then from there, I stop going around the shank, and then just do 2 overhand knots to close it up. So now I want to hang this and make sure the head is natural. With my 2 tag ends, I'm going to come up one over the top and the other over the bottom. Want to center the tentacles. Look for the mouth, centered on the 2 short tentacles, centered on 2 long tentacles. Go back into the mantle. Come out there. And normally I have a little longer tag ends to work with. I usually do this twice without tying the shank the second time. All right, let's see if I can do it one more with this other end here. There we go, that's actually long enough there to do the knot on that side. Alright, so I'm going to do an overhand knot and then tug on the head again. I want it natural. I don't want these support lines pulling it in. Now I don't tighten these because they'll start to pull on that, put tension on that head. You need to get at least a couple of them going before you start applying pressure. And there you have that. So this one here wasn't quite centered. We could fix that. It's not too bad there. Not too bad. There you go. All right. So now we're ready for the next section. And if you notice, we're actually stitching it sideways. We're going through the body sideways as opposed to top to bottom. And that's because the orientation of the eye is different with these needle eye hooks. We're not utilizing the eye of the hook. So Now this portion of it actually goes pretty quick because you don't need to flip the squid around back and forth. You can leave it laying on its back. Okay, so got that foundation down. Now you're basically going between stitches all the way up, and that's making a beautiful X pattern. There you have it. X is up the body on both sides. Head secured. Now in this section here, couple overhands. Stretch that body out. Make sure nothing's kinked up. Make sure the leader is not clocked in different orientations. So, okay, so around the leader now, and then a couple overhand knots. Very important, stretch them out. All right, now we're going to put our skirt in place. If you notice, I have the skirt turned inside out. So this is ready. I'm going to put one to the other side just to center it a little better. So now my skirts actually have holes on the heads for you to run the floss through. So you could reuse them and not poke multiple holes in them, making them prone to tearing. They have a longer lifespan because of that. All right, then just roll the wings up. Get rid of our needles, hold this in place. Now we could fold the skirt down over the squid. You're gonna grab that shank, and you're gonna pull this assembly to stretch out that squid. Now, if you notice in the leader here, I have a a nail knot with 80-pound Dacron. That's my stopper. That's what's gonna pin this tip here in place and keep the squid stretched out and keep it from bunching up. See that? Okay, so the first two were just to put everything in place. Now with the subsequent overhands around the leader, tighten them down. I did, you know, like 4 or so. And after that, I don't go around the leader anymore. I just do some overhands as cheap insurance to keep it from unraveling. All right, there you have it. Nicely rigged squid. It's not bunched up anywhere. Got everything secured, got the eye secured, got it cross stitched all the way up, got it secured to the leader, and then in front of my stopper. So now, any slashing on this is gonna keep it together and in place. Beautiful, let's get it wet now.